everybody. Welcome to the Bagman Podcast. You got a preview of our guest today. This is episode, what did I say, 19? So last week, I was completely wrong, and it was wrong on the YouTube playlist for a very long time until I got a chance to recover that.
2 weeks ago, you were wrong.
2 weeks ago. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we didn't broadcast last week.
Not last week.
How did your week go?
My week went very well, all things considered. Surprise, I had bronchitis, everyone.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I'm doing much better now. Voice, there's still just a little gravel in there.
You got that Barry White thing going on, Stock.
Well,
I like it.
I don't know that I'm that deep yet.
Should I boost your bass a little bit?
Yes.
There we go. No bass boost needed.
I did realize something, though. I need to make a correction on something I said.
Okay.
Robin and Stephanie, they were our last guests. And for spring break, they're going down to Florida. And I mentioned I have a friend down there who works at a brewery that they could visit.
Yeah, and we gave out the address.
Yes.
Is it a different brewery? Please tell me it is.
It's a different state.
Yes.
He is still in St. Louis.
Okay.
And he opened, he opened a kind of like an extension of the one in Florida. He opened one in St. Louis.
Oh, but there is one in Florida.
So, yeah, there is one
That's
in Florida.
a real thing.
Yeah.
We didn't just lead people on a wild goose chase.
It's a real thing in Florida.
Hey, grab your sacks, everybody. We're going to go hunt some snipe. Good Lord.
No, he's in St. Louis. It's still called the Brew Hub, and it's at 5656 Oakland Avenue. Ask for James Ottolini. Tell him you know me.
Okay, but he's working at the one in St. Louis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But the one in Florida does exist. It's not a myth.
You're welcome to visit there, too.
Yes. Anything else you want to mention on our rewind section, Stock? And then I'll go into our trip today.
Oh, yeah. For about the past month, we've wanted to mention that we have T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
So we have T-shirts. We're not selling them on a web store or anything like that. But if anyone's interested in a T-shirt, contact us through the email.
Yeah, Bagman, CHS247. So it's Bagman at CHS247.
Yep. And we'll get back to you and you'll get a shirt.
All right. Yeah. They've got a deal going on right now. So if we get some orders in, let us know what your favorite background color would be as well. Yeah. They have several choices. So we know for sure that there is an orange. We know for sure there's a white and a black. I think there's a blue as well.
Okay. Probably a green.
We'll post that. We have a survey. We'll post it in the description. Like I've said, we're going to do for the last 3 podcasts that we haven't done. But it does exist.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of do a uniform color and then go from there.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Doc?
From last week, no.
Okay.
This coming week, yes.
What do you got this coming week? So we got the blood drive. You want to talk about that?
Well, first, I was going to talk about basketball.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because Friday is sectionals, is that right?
Yes.
Sectionals.
At Delphi.
We are playing at Delphi. Whom are we playing?
We're playing the winner of, Carroll and Seeger.
Okay. Well, let's hope it's Seeger, because if it's Carroll, then I'm going to throw
I know you hate Carroll. Yes, everyone knows.
Horrible drivers. Horrible.
Everyone knows.
Anyway, the rest of this week is dress-up day, and so tomorrow, everyone, is beach day. Thursday is put me in coach, so wear a jersey, some sort of sporting outfit. And then Friday is Trojan Nation.
Yes.
And if you don't have a Trojan Nation shirt, just crazy black and gold.
Yep, that'll work. That always works, right?
Always works.
Crazy black and gold always goes good on a Friday.
Always works.
Even when it's not in sports season, it's still good on Friday.
Exactly.
I don't know who'd be preferable in that game. Seeger's really good, and they're fun to watch, and Carroll's very good, and they're fun to watch. So I know they're not fun to watch drive.
No.
But they're a good ball club, and they're fun to watch. I was really impressed with the Seeger point guard last time we saw them with Kids Country.
All right.
But they got a good little ball club. Blood drive's coming up.
And then we have the blood drive.
Yeah, blood drive's coming up. Do you know details? Do you know about the phlebotomist coming?
I do know that the phlebotomist is coming. She's going to talk to some of our kids who are interested in the nursing vocational and some who are already in the nursing vocational. Yeah. I know that Miss Davis, who organizes the blood drive, and everyone knows Miss Davis, she is really having to work hard to get people to volunteer this year. Yeah. And I don't know why people are not volunteering this
blood
year.
or time.
Yeah,
from what I understand. Yeah,
especially kids. Usually there are a lot of kids who do it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We're about half capacity right now.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was 20 some, and we're able 55 to house 55 or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
But this just goes out to everyone. If you can give blood, give blood. You can save 3 lives, and I was talking to a nurse one time when I was giving blood. She said they really appreciate it when men give blood because when a newborn is having difficulty, it's spent 9 months in a female environment. Sometimes a shot of male blood is what it needs to get a few things straight.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Yeah, cool. But phlebotomist is coming Thursday, I believe.
Thursday, yes.
5th period.
Okay.
Right? And then next week is the blood drive. So
Next week, the
it's
8th.
like coming up on us real quick.
Yes.
So creeping up on us.
Anyone in the community, if you're watching this and you want to give blood, contact the school, contact Miss Davis.
Yeah, it doesn't just have to be students.
Yeah, be anyone.
If you're a student, you have to be 17 or over, and over 120 pounds? Question mark,
I
something
think
like that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, you can't be super tiny.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
So I can't give blood because I'm under the height and weight requirement.
No, you can't give blood because you're on too many medications.
Yeah, seriously. I want to talk about my trip today, Stock. Can I do that?
Yeah, please do.
We were granted the opportunity to go down to the criminology preview day at Indiana State University. Mr. and Mrs. Carfault and I went down a couple weeks ago and kind of checked out their cybersecurity program. And we were like, man, it'd be awesome to take some kids down here to get some interest. So I was able to take my CS1, CS2, and a couple criminology kids down. We took 17 kids. We had 3 chaperones, Mr. Carfault, my dad, and myself. So we had the SRO with us in case anything got out of hand. What a great day.
Yeah.
Indiana State puts on a great show. They showed us all 3 branches. Yeah, look at that. That's a sticky note thing that they give us. I have 4. So we got to get an overview of what it's like on college campuses, all that kind of stuff. They fed us. We got to go to the quads and eat the buffet style food at the quads. So the kids, we got to see some Covington grads down there. So Lauren Kuritz and Chloe Martin and Sarah Smaltz.
Oh, good.
We're all down there. We got to talk to all of them.
Good.
It was cool to see people we knew. Kids got a taste of what college life is actually like. In a real world environment. And then we got to see the criminology department at Indiana State, which is now the biggest department at Indiana State University. They branched it out into 3 different kind of sections now, 3 different departments under the criminology headline. So they've got the typical criminology, which is what you would think of when you think of criminology, like the police force and all that kind of stuff. They have cyber crimes, so cybersecurity, that kind of stuff, which you could branch out into the private business sector. And then they've got intelligence analysis. And with the intelligence analysis, they're trying to bring on the most popular languages when it comes to like spying. So I think they said they're bringing in Farsi, and they're going to teach Russian and a couple of other languages that are typically associated with the spying game.
How about, what was it?
Chinese. Yeah, there's a couple versions of dialects of Chinese that they do as well. So like Cantonese, Mandarin.
Was it Navajo or Cherokee?
Like the Wind Talkers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unbreakable code.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty neat. No, they don't teach Navajo. We don't teach anything like that I'm aware of anyway. But I think the kids had a great time. Our kids, they're really respectful, great on campus, really well behaved. The only problem we had all day is we left 30 minutes early. We didn't get to see the dorms or anything because we had to get back to school.
Yeah.
As we were filing back on the bus, a family tried getting on our bus.
Oh, that's great.
So it was somebody from the tour that just followed us out and tried getting on our minibus. And I was like, guys, we're going to Covington. I don't know if you want to go back to Covington with us. And they were like, oh my goodness, we're sorry. And then we got out and we were back here an hour later. But a great trip, really fun, exciting experience for everybody.
I have a question and a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
Question.
Yes.
Is there a specific class where you perfect how to say "free sucker"?
I think that you should know that before you get into the program.
Okay.
You mean like
prerequisite?
Like for teachers, like writing on the chalkboard.
Yes.
That's the prerequisite for police officers. Is freeze sucker.
There used to be an art to holding that piece of chalk.
Yeah.
boys.
Hey, that's still a thing, right?
Well, there's hardly any more chalkboards around.
Oh man, it's a dying art.
But still, if you don't hold your hand the right way, you're going to wipe away all of that expo marker.
How terrible it must be to be left-handed as you're writing, you're erasing with your arm.
Poor Craig.
Not me. I'm not left-handed. Don't single me out like that. Comment.
Yeah, you're bringing all those kids back. They just had a great day. What do they have to go straight into tomorrow?
They're going to have to go back into the PSATs, right? So, good news, bad news with the PSATs. They're not going to be doing the roof work tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
good news.
That's the great news. And then the unfortunate news is they're going to be busy from 8 o'clock until a little after lunch. So it's a most of the day thing for them. So they had a great day. They're already tired. We had kids sleeping on the bus on the way home, and now we get to throw them to the wolves, basically.
Yeah. And once those kids get to their afternoon classes tomorrow, their brains are so fried.
Yeah, there's not really a point to doing anything in afternoon classes. Like I've got AP computer science too.
Yeah.
I'm going to get blank stares tomorrow, so I know that we're not doing 2D arrays or transitioning to different stuff like that. So we might just have a brain break tomorrow. Yeah. It is what it is. Time to bring on our guest, Doc.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Beck's here with us today.
Hello,
How you doing?
Jim.
Hi.
Thank you for inviting me over.
Exactly. So you've got some cool stuff going on at the elementary that we were wanting to talk about.
So you need to say who she is.
Well, you say who she is. She can say who she is.
Okay.
She's an adult.
She's our elementary principal.
Elementary principal.
Yay.
Are we starting like superintendent rumors too?
Well, we're trying to get our high school principal on, but she refuses. So
Oh, heavens, no. Nope.
I've already started that rumor with like 5 different people. So that's where we are with that one. We got the email and then we were automatically pointing fingers.
Don't point at this
Yes.
direction.
If you guys hadn't heard, superintendent is leaving. So Mr. Scott, hopefully we can have him on before he goes.
let's hope.
Yeah. So elementary school principal, you've got a lot of stuff going on. You talked about Design Studio. But you didn't give me too many details. So what's going on with Design Studio?
So at the elementary, we received a micro grant through INMAC, and we created a design studio as part of our computer lab. It's like an addition to that computer lab. We have 5 programmable robotic arms. We have 5 3D printers. We have some programmable robots, microbits that work on coding, and a lot of neat features. It comes with curriculum, so kindergarten through 5th grade gets to access the design studio. We have Miss Abby Crawley, who is the teacher in that room, and she's doing a fabulous job. So we have some, in addition to, we added that as an addition, Mr. Carfault, to our webpage, so you can kind of get on there and read some more specifics and look at some pictures on the website.
Okay. That's the elementary webpage?
Yes.
So covington.k12.in.us, click elementary school up at the top, and apparently there's a link or something that they can go to and check that out. That's awesome with the big STEM push from the state coming up. And
what are some of the things
to
to
get
get
ahead
with
of
the
things.
robotic arm?
So I was in there just a couple weeks ago, and it was 3rd grade, and they were creating a logo. So they were programming it to stay within its perimeters and designing what they wanted that logo to look like. And so then I got to see it in action when they set that robotic arm loose. And some of them were trying to scoot the paper with it because it was going off the paper, but they were all really excited.
Good.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. Investment's the biggest part,
Yeah,
right? Especially when it
definitely.
comes to STEM, getting kids excited about getting into that field. And that is a big push coming up from the state.
It is. Well, it has been for the past 10 years.
For a while, and it's nice. It'd be nice to have kids with some background by the time they get up here to us.
It's no longer STEM, it's STEAM. What is the A?
Arts.
Arts?
So,
Okay.
science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Steam, the game delivery service. Have you ever been on Steam, Stock? Is that a no?
Let's move on.
No copyright infringement intended. So that's cool. And you've had that how long, You just last couple months or?
Well, we've had it for a little while. We had to kind of shuffle the location around and find a suitable spot for it. And we had some shuffling of staff. So I feel like it's just now taking hold, and we're
That's
doing some
exciting.
cool things in there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about that.
Maybe your kids could come up with a lesson plan and go over and
My kids would be jealous if I took them over there, Stock. Right? They do like the 3D printer up here, and they like doing with hands-on stuff, and that's kind of the big push. Is you make kids involved, get them interested.
you make your robotic cars, don't you?
Oh yeah, we have SDVs that we program. Yeah. Those are super expensive, as you know. Anything in that field is super expensive. That was one of the things that kind of blew our mind today on the trip with the criminology trip. Is they were talking about how much their microscopes and their forensic lab cost.
Yeah.
So they got 3 from the Indiana State Police. How much do you think they cost per microscope?
How big are they?
I would say 4 foot.
I'm going to say 25,000.
They were $70,000 a piece.
What?
Dude, I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. So technology is expensive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the big barriers to getting that. And it's great that you guys got a grant. And who did that grant come from? You said it was from...
Yeah, through INMAC out of Lafayette.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Did
big.
any kid stick their finger on a fingerprint thing?
Well, I noticed that when he started talking about fingerprints, a lot of the kids took their hands off the table. And then he started talking about ridges and whorls, that are on your fingerprint and how rare some of the things are. And the kids started looking at their hands like this while he's talking. It was really neat.
Fun.
But yeah, very cool. So the Design Studio.
Design studio.
Yeah. We'll have
I like that.
We'll have to bookmark that.
Come over and visit.
We'll take a road trip.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of road trips, I do want to get this out before we move on too much.
Oh, are we doing that?
What are we doing? A mascot. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking...
Mine's the mascot. So Mrs. Smaltz and I have been in communication. Oh, yeah, you can talk about that too before we move on to rants.
I don't know anything about it, though.
Well, then I'll talk about that.
Okay. All right.
Nothing's verified with that either. Mrs. Smaltz and I, as many of you know, we're getting a new mascot. The head's already sculpted. They're working on the body and the rest of the, whatever you call that, the crest, whatever. But we've been talking with the company, BAM, and Mrs. Smaltz set up a Google Meet. So we're going to do a Google Meet with the CEO of the company, and he's going to walk us through the process of building a mascot and then show us like our mascot in process. So I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
Stock, your thing
Can
was...
I come too?
Yeah, hey, I would love to have you in. We
Okay.
can do it in here, actually.
Yeah,
we
tell
can
me
probably
where
put a
it is.
TV in here.
Tell me what
Wouldn't
it
it
is.
be cool if we had a TV up there that everybody could see?
Well,
Just very Rogan-esque
we
at this
can't
point.
even keep a poster up there.
I know.
How are we going to keep it?
That's fair. After the construction, we'll try it again. The other thing that Stock wanted to mention, other than the cough,
Excuse me.
we've been trying to get Mr. Pettit on for a while.
Yep.
So Mr. Pettit full-time now.
Full time?
Yeah,
He is
but-
our middle school counselor.
Yes, but super busy because he's also working with 7th and 8th grade girls basketball. And
yes.
he's one place or another. He's never in one spot for very long. We've been looking at getting him on the show. Potentially, we would like to have a broadcast during his practice. So we'd earpiece him up and we'd ask him questions and have him talk back and forth. I told him no profanity. Hopefully, practice isn't that stressful. No, Holly's a great dude, and he's willing to work with us. He thought that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
So
it'll be fun.
Look out for that, Peggy. Look out for that. Sorry, we missed last week. Oh, we got a pop-in chat as
Oh,
well.
what's going on?
So Peggy wants a shirt.
Okay.
Peggy, if you can fit into a 2X, I've got an orange one right now for you. Jody says hi. Jody Snyder says hi. Jody, I'm kind of bummed you weren't able to be here last week, but we'll set you up in the near future. Melanie Harmon's watching. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Mel.
Jody wants a shirt too. Jody, same deal. If you can get here before Peggy and you can wear 2X, you can have an orange one. Stephanie, how you doing? She says Mrs. Beck is awesome. Zach's here. I know you're going to give a boo.
Hi, Zach. Boo.
What a great guest. He says, what a great guest. My first grader was talking about this and loves it. So the studio.
Yeah.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, for our first graders, we have programmable Indy cars. I don't know if it's similar to what you have.
Very cool.
But they set up a course on the floor and programmed their cars to go through it. So that was one of the lessons that I observed for the kindergarten.
That's awesome. So it's kind of like an Ozobot kind of thing. Yeah, very cool. Yeah. We love the Ozobots.
Is that a real word?
Yeah, well, we had Niket try to program some of ours, or at least charge them and make sure they worked.
Yeah.
So we're to that point when it comes to that. So we were stewards of that. We got left that technology. But we run SDVs, self-driving vehicles. We'll show them on one of the broadcasts coming up. They're pretty cool. But that's kind of where we are on that. So Design Studio, yes. I guess ask your elementary kid. Kind of something I wish we had when I was here, Stock. Nothing cool comes until after we leave. But I would have flipped out for that.
Well, that brings up a good point.
Yeah.
We both know Dusty Hughes. Do you know Dusty Hughes? Okay.
Shout out to Dusty.
Yeah, he teaches. What does
Benton
Terry
Central.
teach? Yeah, but
Physics?
physics and stuff up at Benton Central
And stuff. I love it.
He was led towards or guided towards the academic diploma, but he told me later if he had known that Mr. Mr. Myers does all of that hands-on stuff across the street.
Yeah.
He would have done so much of that.
Ag mechanic. Mr. Myers is such a resource.
He
too.
is, yeah.
And I'm so sorry I missed your cornhole tournament, Mr. Myers. We got you gifts. I feel really bad about it. But Mr. Myers does do a lot of really cool stuff over there.
Yeah.
Like ag mechanics, ag power, that kind of stuff. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And real world stuff that these kids can apply right away after high school.
Exactly.
Which is awesome. Stock, you had a rant today.
One rant.
So we've got good stuff going on. Now we get to hear Stock's rant. Go ahead.
Here's my one rant. I'm getting old.
I'll counter it with an anti-rant.
No, over the weekend, I had this sneezing fit. I sneezed, and they were big sneezes.
Yeah.
Like 8 or 9 all at once. 1, it means I'm turning into my dad. And 2, it left my abdomen sore for about 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was big, and I hated it.
So if you were a professional baseball player, you would have said you had spasms due to
And then sit out for 2
Sammy
months.
Sosa. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll do the anti-rant.
Okay.
McDonald's has books instead of toys right now. So if you get a Happy Meal, you can get my favorite childhood book if you give a mouse a cookie. Read it to your little ones. Have them read it to you. It's fantastic. It's a great entry-level book. They also have Paddington. If you take a mouse to school, which I believe is the current one, and then there's 2 others that I didn't recognize. Maybe you'll know, Mrs. Beck. It was with a skinny cat that looked like it was getting strangled on the cover.
No.
Oh, sure.
It was like a blue cartoon cat.
It might have been Pete the cat,
It was Pete the cat.
but I doubt he was getting strangled.
I don't know. It just looked like he was getting strangled. He had a really skinny neck.
Pete the cat's pretty awesome.
Okay, so there's 2 Pete the Cat books then too. So there's 5 books
Go
that they're rotating.
McDonald's. That's wonderful.
Yeah, how cool is that? I know I'm going to get a rant from Ryan about plugging McDonald's, but that's a cool opportunity for kids to get into reading. I know Chick-fil-A's done that for a while.
Okay.
Where they give out learning materials, but I thought that was really cool.
trying
So
to
instead
think-
of a piece of plastic that's going to end up in a landfill, you get biodegradable paper
Yeah. I'm
that
trying
you
to
can use
think
for years and years and years.
I'm trying to think what my favorite book was growing up.
Was it a like a green eggs and ham type thing?
No, see, Mom didn't like, she has degrees in English, Latin, and Spanish.
Are you going to throw shade
Yes.
on Theodore Geisel?
She did not like how Dr. Seuss made up all those weird, wacky words.
Oh, okay.
So we were reading, she had this collection of books. There are 3 books that had all of the Disney stories in them. And I remember reading the Sleeping Beauty story several times because there was a part in there that I didn't understand. And I'd like to go back now.
Do you know what that part was?
I'd like to go back now and look at it again because I'm wondering, was it a typo or something that I didn't get at the time?
Oh, so you're blaming the publisher?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of comprehension. So kids, when you're learning how to read, don't blame yourself.
It's always
blame
the publisher.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's fantastic. So that's kind of my anti-rant. That's awesome, though, right?
Yeah.
Mrs. Beck, did you have a favorite book when you were a child?
Probably Fox and Hound.
Oh, that was too sad for me.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's so sad, but it is fantastic. Yes, I would agree. But yeah, if you give a mouse a cookie. I was also a fan of Oh, the Places You'll Go. So in your face. In your face. That's for calling me Sasquatch. Stock's mom.
Her name's Valerie.
No, it's Stock's mom. Because we've got a feud now.
Oh, uh-oh.
Feud. No, I'm just kidding. Love you. That takes us to another cool thing going on at the elementary.
I just want to
Man.
warn you, Craig, she could take you.
Seriously.
Trust me, she
Seriously.
could take you.
I couldn't see her coming. You kidding me? So over here, I got a hole in my ceiling, but over in the elementary,
yeah.
we've got an outdoor classroom.
Outdoor classroom.
So you want to talk about an outdoor classroom and then that attachment with Fannie Mae, and that's kind of
Yeah.
So
fundraiser?
we collected money. Today was supposed to be the last day, but we still can accept some late orders. Most of our Fannie Mae fundraising money goes towards the outdoor classroom. So we've been able to add a large structure in the center with seating and a whiteboard, and Mr. Alan Strasser helped out with that project. And
Shout out to Alan. He's awesome.
there you
He's a
go.
good guy.
Yep.
He's great.
And we have 2 freestanding art easels out there that are for outdoor interactive play. We have a musical section with mushroom cymbals and bongo drums, and
Oh, yeah.
we have a birdhouse sanctuary, and just lots of cool stuff for the kids to go and explore.
So is the money going to be going for upkeep, or are you wanting to add things?
We're wanting to add to it. We would like to have, it has a walking trail around the outskirts.
Yeah.
But we would like to have a little corner of wildflowers and kind of like
nice.
where it kind of goes through, like tunnel, like through one of the corners where the kids can go and explore vegetation.
You could even do, what's it called? One of those arbor things?
Yeah.
And have the flowers grow all over it?
Yeah.
An arbor. Oh, yeah. Like we get married under, like one of those things?
Well, I'm thinking of The Sound of Music.
Of course you are.
Because remember in Do Re Mi, they're in the gardens at the end of the song, and they sing and dance through one of those.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I've walked through it, by the way.
The real one?
Yes.
Really? That's
You
kind of
can
cool.
go on the Sound of Music tour, and
Did you snip a flower and take it home?
no,
Or is that frowned upon?
I just didn't think of it. I used to be a good person, Craig.
How do I get this home alive is what I'd be thinking. Oh my goodness. That's cool though.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You get to see the church where they were married, and right across from it is a little pastry shop where they invented apple strudel.
And now, is that a real story?
No,
or is that like
it's-
somebody that invented the hamburger?
Hey, our tour guide told us.
Okay, so it's real.
it's real.
It's real. I believe it. So if people want to get in on that Fannie Mae stuff, how do they do that?
They can contact the elementary office. We
Okay.
still have some more order forms, or all of the kiddos took some information home. So if you know a kiddo that goes to the elementary school, they've got some information for you.
Very cool. Okay.
Do you have a favorite Fannie Mae candy?
I like the mint meltaways. I can't really pick a favorite. That and the Trinidad's.
Yeah.
Yeah. White and dark chocolate.
We've got a comment here. Hi, Jacob Pate. He says
Hi, Jacob.
He says hi. And then Melanie, you said Pete the cat. So can you verify, is he getting strangled on the cover? Because it really looks like there's a hand. Maybe I'm just inventing that. That's probably just wishful thinking on my part.
Craig.
You're the cat guy, Stock, not me. Have you read Pete the Cat? Have you ever heard of Pete the Cat?
No.
Okay.
Pete to me is not the name of a cat.
Well, that's half the fun. That's half the fun. All right. Well, let's move right along. We've got speed round. This is the brain crushing section of our podcast. 5 questions, and not necessarily rapid fire. We've spent several minutes on a lot of these before, but kind of up to you. Stock, you've kind of been the man on the speed round questions lately. Do you want to take care of those?
I'm looking at Pete the cat covers.
See?
Is he being strangled?
No, there's nothing.
One.
Well, guess what? When I get the next one, there's going to be a hand drawn around
The
there.
closest thing I can think of is this one. That looks like
I can't see that.
it's like a ball of yarn that's.
Oh, his groovy buttons. Yeah, Pete the cat and his
Is that a
groovy
story?
buttons. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
4 groovy buttons or
I
something.
love it.
Okay.
Stock's doing investigative research. Hey, would you like a computer over there, Stock? Because I can hook you up with a computer over there. That way you could just like type stuff up and look stuff up if you wanted to. You like your cell phone, whatever.
I'm fine.
Okay. First question. You want to do the question?
First question. Oh no, she's covered it up with her papers.
Is that you didn't memorize them? Is that how you've been doing this?
I can read upside down.
Oh my gosh.
How did you get to CH?
Hilarious.
Or CSC?
CES.
So do I have so many seconds per question?
Nope.
Or
No,
how does the
no,
speed
no.
thing
Whatever
work?
you want
It's
to.
not
Whatever
really
you
a
want to share.
Okay, so it's not really.
It's
Okay.
a speed wink, speed round. Wink,
Okay,
wink.
gotcha. So this is my 23rd year at Covington. This was my first job out of college. Allison Carfault hired me. I started in kindergarten. I taught kindergarten for 2 years, was in 3rd grade every year after, and now this is my 4th year as administrator. So
Okay.
23 years at Covington.
That's a big role change right there.
Yeah.
So which do you prefer?
Oh, depends on the day.
Right. I
Totally
bet.
depends on the day.
I bet.
Yeah.
A lot of hard decisions in that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Lots of reward in both, though.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Elementary kids are fun. They can be a handful, but they are pretty fun most of the time.
See, my license goes down to 5th grade, but I hope I never have to teach at that level.
But
I don't think-
you ever?
No, I don't think I could ever handle it.
You got to give it a try before you make that comment. You just might love it.
Yeah, you'd
down
have
there.
Javi. How much fun would that
Oh,
be?
yeah. No, Carrie, she had to miss a day. She and Ryan were still in South Carolina, so she emailed me her lesson plans and asked me to drop them off at the elementary.
Oh yeah, it was probably like 3 inches thick or something, wasn't it?
Everything was like at 8:37, at
Oh, yeah.
8:41.
Yeah, every transition has to be thought out by the minute,
goodness.
or they will take you over.
I know.
You
That
know,
it was
so-
crazy.
Herding cats.
Yeah, yeah, for
exactly.
Just crazy.
Absolutely. That's nuts.
Okay, what does Trojan Pride mean to you?
Oh, Trojan Pride.
As a
Were you-
long time.
Did you graduate from Covington?
No, I graduated from Terre Haute South.
Okay.
But I've lived here as long as I've lived there, so this feels like home
Okay.
to me.
Oh.
Trojan Pride. So I think having a loving adoration for a place, for our community. I think about the pride that I have for my children. I have the same type of pride for our community. It's a place that I chose to stay and raise my family, and I'm proud to be a part of the educational process in this community. So,
Good.
yeah.
I'm just reading through the chat. There's
works for us.
some gold going on right now. Go ahead, Stock.
Are they back on Pete the Cat?
Well, if we had, let's see, what did Jody say? I love my white shoes, Pete the cat.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
Oh my goodness!
But he's not being strangled. I absolutely know that for a fact.
It completely looks like it.
Okay, next question. What song describes you?
Oh, gosh.
Or is there a type of music or a singer that you connect with?
Well, I probably should have Googled the lyrics before I even said this, because I only know the chorus, "Free Falling."
Oh, nice, Tom Petty.
Yeah,
Petty,
again,
yeah.
I probably should have Googled the lyrics. But yeah, sometimes days feel like that. You can be as prepared as you think you can possibly be, and then you're not sure what kind of curveball is going to come your way. So sometimes you just go with the flow. It's
Absolutely.
like free falling.
You kind of have to, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a really great scene in a movie called The Replacements. Have you ever seen The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
I only watch good movies.
Oh, I have.
Here we go.
Football.
Yes.
Movie, yes.
There's a really good scene where they're talking about fears, and the fear that he mentions is quicksand, like where you start to sink, and then
sink.
you the harder you try to get out, you just keep sinking. I feel like some days are like that.
They are.
Not your own fault, not fault of anybody else. Just kind of some days go like that. So that always reminds me of that. Go ahead,
Okay.
Stock. Very good.
Now, the most controversial question. Sock, sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe?
Without a doubt, sock, shoe.
You guys.
Where are your pants in the process?
Oh, they're on first.
No. No.
Well, at least I get that. That's a win for me.
Sock, sock, pants, shoe, shoe.
Oh, that you
Socks,
Pants, shoe, shoe.
do you want to go over the reasoning, Stock?
shoe.
Because you don't want your toes to get caught in the hem.
Oh, for the love of sakes.
He's thought this out. I'm not
He
even
has.
kidding. How crazy is that?
Yes.
I know.
So I'm guessing that's happened to you before. Yep, you lived and learned.
Can I make a confession?
Oh, yes.
I had my socks on today and it still got caught in the hem.
So there's a glitch in the matrix. Something's happened to Stock. He's been replaced. So your royal plan didn't work out as
I'm going to have to rethink my whole life.
this is what causes an existential crisis. I like it.
I'm surprised I could even come to school.
Oh my goodness. I didn't. Oh, I love it.
Last question.
Yes.
What would you like your legacy to be here at Covington?
Other than superintendent of Covington Schools.
No.
Okay.
Madam Superintendent.
No.
Oh, that's got a nice ring to
It
it.
does have a good ring to it.
Madam Carfault. Madam Carfault.
I like that.
Yep.
That's good.
Madam Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Heiress Hardy.
Eris.
Yeah. Empress. That's pretty good. I like it. I can see the business cards. What do you want your legacy to be
My
here
legacy.
at Covington Schools?
That I always put the individual child first.
Yes. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah.
I think it should be all of our goals, really.
Yeah, it should,
To-
yeah.
But to be known for that, absolutely. Stock, anything you want to say before we sign off today? Peggy thought that was good too. Hey, Peggy. Good to see you.
Oh, she's going to let me have it at breakfast tomorrow. I'll share a comment with you. I don't know if I should or not.
Oh, no.
That's the best kind.
One of your colleagues, who I also know, told me once, this is when you were still a teacher, if I ever have a question, I go to Michelle because she knows everything.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
High praise.
Okay, wow.
Man, that's
Pretty
that's awesome.
cool. Okay.
I'm betting no one's ever said that about us, Stock.
No, not a single person.
Not a soul. I love it. I love it.
Now my inbox just went.
Yep.
Exactly.
Michelle's got the answer.
Exactly. So if you have a question, send it. What should the subject line be?
I heard on the podcast.
I heard on the podcast. ... is your subject line. Send it on that way if you have any questions at all. But I'm just fried, man. It was a long
You've
day.
had a long day.
It was a long day. I got my steps in. Anything you guys want to say before we head off?
No, this was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
right
We
back
have people who are nervous when they hear about this, and we tell them it's a great time.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna lie. Ketty said, "Hey, I got a gig for you," and I'm like, "Oh no."
Our main recruiter, Ken Sowers. He's a great one. Stock, anything you want to say before we go?
Just go Trojans, play hard.
Go Trojans, play hard. We got the blood drive stuff coming up.
Beach day tomorrow.
So that's going on. Beach day tomorrow. Thursday was jerseys. Friday is Trojan Nation. Wear black and gold if you don't have Trojan Nation. But looking at the Fountain Central game bleachers, most people have Trojan Nation. My goodness, that was awesome.
Yeah.
We went the next week to the Fountain Central game, and it was a third of the volume. You know, when you have somebody to cheer against, it makes it fun for everybody.
Yeah.
So it was just less volume, obviously less excitement for us, but a good time still. Boys are playing on Friday, the second game, I believe. So we have the nightcap.
Yes.
And then hopefully on Saturday again, which would be awesome. Go out and support the guys. Spring sports are coming up, so we've got practices for that going on. We've got the blood drive coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on here at Covington. Prom's April 22nd.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Spring breaks in like 2.5 weeks or something like that. It's nuts. So,
And
work
T-shirt.
hard. Yes, and T-shirts. If you want a T-shirt, email us at bagman@chs247.com. That'll come to both of us. I know Stock has access to that, even though he says he doesn't. Even though he says he doesn't know how to log in, he has access to that. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the comments section. This has been really fun. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I have to sign off now. And there we go.